I'm Gaosong,
And I am Marc Heu,
and this is Entre,
the Marc Heu Patisserie Paris podcast.
Entre means between us, and that's exactly what this is.
Conversation that usually happen after the ovens are off.
Before the Instagram posts, before the press, before the curated version of who we are,
Just us.
people know the croissants and they know the storefronts, but they don't really know who we are as people.
Or who we were before any of this existed.
So that's what this first episode is about. Love before the croissants. So, Mark, what did you think of me the first time you saw me?
My first thought was, oof.
Oh my god.
She's not that bad.
It was a blind date setup, y'all.
Yeah, it was a blind date, and it was a 4 years old birthday party, so I didn't know who was gonna show up, and obviously I waited 6 hours. At that point, I didn't know what to expect, and yeah, when you showed up, I was like, okay. I knew immediately, but I was like, okay. I mean, I think we can do something together. Yeah.
So I guess how long did it like take you from like the moment that you met me to the moment that you decided that you wanted to marry me?
I think we just needed to exchange a couple words, Hmong words, English words, Monglish.
Really?
Yeah.
You really felt it that early?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, it's a little background story. Like Mark actually proposed to me after 2 weeks, but I don't know at which point. This is the first time I'm hearing that it just took like a brief conversation. That first conversation we spoke in Hmong and English, and it was pretty quick, like the first 5 minutes. So you knew like right away.
Yeah. I mean, in our culture, they always tell you, oh, don't just look at your partner. You have to also, when you marry your partner, you marry their family. So I had the whole 6 hours to screen your whole family, and I was like, all right, I guess her family is fine. So now it's just her, and yeah, it just took me like a couple minutes to screen you. What about you?
When did I know that you're the one? What I think when I first saw you? Honestly, when I first saw you, I was just in shock because I didn't realize how handsome you would be. I was shocked. Like I could not believe that you were so attractive, that no one had warned me. I really wish I did have a picture of you beforehand. But honestly, I felt like I knew that you were the one for sure by the end of our first date. So we met at my niece's birthday party, and
Yes.
then we went to watch Judge Dredd, which was terrible, by the way.
But that was the only movie at the theater at the time.
Yes, yeah,
Or at least at the time slot that we wanted to go.
yeah, we went to Carmack Cinemas, watched Judge Dredd, and then we went to Denny's. And by the time we were done with dinner and I got home, I definitely just knew, like in my heart, I was like, I think I'm gonna marry this guy. I don't know. It's kind of crazy, but that's why I told my roommates, and they definitely thought I was crazy.
What were you looking for at the time in your life?
Honestly, I was looking for love. Always looking for love. I'm a Pisces. I'm a lover girl. But I felt, even at a really young age, even though I was only 19, I felt very jaded. And obviously, you know this, but the morning that I met you, I had just broken up with someone. So I definitely felt very heartbroken and I had no intention of coming to meet you. That's why I came 6 hours late for our date because I definitely did not want to meet you. But I'm really glad that you waited for me, though.
Was I what you expected?
No, you're much better. You're much better than I expected. Honestly, my sister did not do a good job of selling you. She texted me. When she texted me, she was like, Gaosong, there's this French guy who wants to meet you. He's okay looking. She said okay looking. You should come and meet him. And I was very confused. I was like, that's the worst sell. I knew nothing about you. I didn't even know your name. She didn't even tell me your name. So
I don't think I knew yours either.
yeah. You definitely were not what I expected. You're definitely more than what I expected. So was I what you expected?
No. No. You had a short haircut.
I did.
Yeah.
I had no hair. I had like a pixie haircut at the time.
Yeah. So definitely not what I was expecting.
Well, before, we had Marc Heu Patisserie Paris, and before we became like really stable adults and had built this business, who do you feel like you were emotionally?
Who I was emotionally?
Mhm.
What does it mean?
Like, who were you as a person?
I guess I was always looking for who I was. Like,
Mhm.
I wasn't sure who I was. I was still looking for myself. I mean, I knew I was the son of, the husband of, but I didn't know, like, deep inside of me who I was, who I wanted to be.
Mhm. It must have been so scary for you because you had just come to the US to for vacation and then you met me.
At the time, it was. I mean, I've been since I was 14 years old. I was used to live on my own because my parents they sent me to France in Europe. So it did not feel different to be away from family, but for sure, being a different country, my only family at the time and even today is still you. So everything I was relying on you for everything, for how to go get gas, where to pay at the grocery store, much is that coin and this one, and even till today, I don't know how much is a coin of this and that. But no, it felt very insecure, but I felt very secure in a way because I knew that I had you in my life. So I was like, I have her, so everything is fine.
Oh my god, that's so sweet.
That was true.
Oh my
You asked me.
god.
Same for you. Who were you at the time?
Who was I? Honestly, I was going through a really big transition in my life at the time because I had spent my whole life wanting to be, a singer, and I had gotten accepted into music school at the U of M, and I was singing and studying music, and it was just a lifelong dream to be an opera singer. But once I actually started studying music and I met you, I just felt like my whole world just changed. I felt like, if it can be true that I can meet the love of my life in a moment and get married within 2 weeks, I just felt like I wasn't the same person that I was before. I knew that I had lots of hopes and dreams, but I was afraid of losing myself. I was afraid of, I think, my own potential, my own greatness. That's the reason why you proposed, and then I said yes, and then the next day I came back and I said no, and then it took like another week and a half for me to kind of come around and to accept that I did want to be with you and I did want to marry you and build this life with you.
What were you afraid of in love?
I think I was afraid of two things at that age, being 19. I was afraid that this was real because I feel like this is something that you read about in books and you see in movies, right? Like love at first sight. And I felt that it was so visceral. I believed it was real, but a part of me was scared of that. Another part of me was really afraid of losing myself as well because what I felt for you, I'd like never felt about anyone else. And even despite all the craziness of what was happening at that time in my life, like in school, friends, family, I felt like the one thing that I knew, like utmost certainty, was that I wanted to be with you. So that was something that I held on to throughout all those hard moments.
I think, I mean, everything happened so quick that I can just, what I remember is that we were living on Charles, like the 627 Charles.
Mhm.
And yeah, you're a full-time student. Every day you wake up to go take the bus. At the time, we didn't have train yet. It was just the bus. So you take the bus to go to school, and because I was waiting for my my work permit,
Yeah.
so we were already married. So yeah, I was living under that, but I couldn't do anything. So I would just stay home, and yeah, just the feel of no, like I just got married. I had a wife. It's some ways. I mean, I don't know how to say that, but it's not a game anymore. It's just like, I mean, I guess that's how we don't have kids yet. But I feel like it's how it is when you have a kid. It's like you just like, oh my god, that baby is here. I mean, we have to take care of them. We have to make sure to be able to provide. And I think it was really at this moment that I truly felt that okay, it's my dad told me, yeah, you're gonna. I don't know. You have to, man up, find a job. I mean, you have to provide to your family because until then I was a student and he was always providing for me. And I mean, like I told you, like, not everybody, a lot of people know, but my first job was here in the US. I never worked in France. So for me to go get a job, I mean, to prep for a job interview, get a job, and get my first paycheck, pay tax and everything. Yeah, that's when I mean, kind of like, yeah, it's for real. It's not something to take lightly. Like, it's not just like a boyfriend girlfriend relationship. Oh, if it doesn't work out, no, it's fine. No, we're married. It's a real thing.
I really, really, really loved you and really wanted to build my life with you because one day we were playing games with my roommates, and honestly, my roommates at the time were not happy with you at all. They did not like you at all. They were very unhappy that I was with you. And so they were testing me. And I remember we played this bizarre game, but in retrospect, I'm glad we did. They played a game and they said if it was between Mark or my best friend at the time, and there was only one life raft, and I'd either have to give it to you or give it to my best friend. At the moment, instinctively, I was like, of course, I would give it to Mark. Mark's my husband. He's the love of my life. I'm going to be with him. And I remember they just gasped. They were like, oh no, what? They couldn't believe it. And in that moment, too,
That
actually,
was
I
a
was
scary game. Like, they could have kicked you out after.
I know they really did not like you. It was really unkind of them to do that, honestly. But what that taught me in that moment was that up until that moment in my life, the most important things to me were my friends because I never thought that I would be a person who could love someone like that. I never thought that I would ever take, I guess, like a guy that seriously, especially at that young age. So I think that's when I really understood, like, okay, I'm willing and I'm ready to make whatever sacrifices that I need to make. I'm ready to make the changes I need to make so that we can build our life together. Yeah. So that's when I knew that for me it was like really real.
And what was your first real challenge?
I mean, our first real challenge as a couple, I don't know if you felt this way, but I remember distinctly a moment, like maybe a week or two after we had gotten married, and you and I were kind of arguing in the living room at Charles. I think about something like what we're going to eat for dinner, and we just could not see eye to eye. And I remember we were just looking at each other, like kind of huffing and puffing. And in that moment, I just realized I was like, oh my gosh, I married a stranger. Like, I do not know who this freaking
I
guy is. Oh
felt
my
the same way.
gosh.
Yeah, I mean, when you think of it, we're just two strangers. The fact that maybe we are the same people, we have the same culture, uh, helped us to be where we are today. But yeah, literally, I was born and raised overseas in France. You were born and raised here. All of a sudden, we just put those two individuals in the same room, and yeah, it's just like a dog and a cat in a in a box, and
Honestly, though, I feel like people don't understand enough. Like, I feel like people don't appreciate that enough. Is that you are so French, Mark? Like, you are quintessentially French, and I never knew or understood how American I was until I married you.
you were talking about we could not see eye to eye, like for what we were gonna get for dinner, and I think I remember it was and also we had a lot of argument about the way you're cutting the garlic
I know, my gosh,
because I have a
he's
very
always meant to be a
specific.
chef.
You want to tell the story?
Oh my gosh, we argued so much because the way that Mark wanted me to cut garlic for our stir fry was so, in my opinion, just like it was so ridiculous because in my family, when we cook for efficiency, we cook for volume, we cook, obviously, we want to cook
Yeah.
delicious food, but I'm always just taught to just like take the back of chef's knife, pound the garlic so that it becomes really fine, and then stir fry it. But Mark wanted me to slowly cut the root off of the garlic clove, and then he wanted me to cut it in half, and then he wanted me to take the little seed that was in the garlic clove and take it out, and then he wanted me to thinly
Your
slice
face.
it. Honestly, Mark was always meant to be a chef. I'm glad I know that now, but at the time I was like, this man is insane. Do all French people eat their garlic like this? I was like, what the heck is
Yes.
happening? But when do you remember, like, when was the first time that we actually had like a concept of something that we wanted to build together, like a business? I feel like we had so many, honestly.
No, that was when we first dated. It was like within a week when you had a talk. He was on Lake Fallon.
Mhm.
Yeah, we're just talking about life, about how we see the future, and that also one of the big moment that made me think you need to marry that girl. I mean, it's because we saw life the same way. So,
Mhm.
like it wasn't about just partying, having fun, enjoying whatever, or traveling. I mean, yeah, we love traveling too now, but it was to build something concrete that revolves around family and to have yeah, to leave like a legacy for them.
It's amazing because, like, as you're answering this question, I'm realizing that yes, like what we have been building this whole entire time is our life together. We've been building this legacy, and it just so happened to be that we had come across the business. I mean, like, manifested it, put so much work into it, of course, but um, I don't know. Do you feel like it was something like starting the patisserie? Did you feel like could you ever have imagined that this would have actually happened? Like the success?
I mean, I imagine that if it will happen, it can only happen here in the US, in
Mm,
America, and especially in Minnesota. But to be able to do it, I mean, where I come from the jungle. We don't have, at the time, we didn't have internet. I mean, my parents still live in the same house. They haven't done any improvement. I think they put an AC unit, but only in their bedroom. But just the house is still the same. I mean, my village is still the same. They haven't done any improvement in terms of even the road. So where I come from, yeah, it's very rustic. I'm not saying it's miserable. It's just very rustic. It's a different lifestyle where you don't dare to dream about possibilities, but just to make sure that you have food for the next day. So that's kind of like to paint my background. So to answer your question, no, I never thought I would be able to achieve any of my dream. And no, I owe you a lot for pushing me, for believing in me, and yeah, to be as crazy as me. Like when every time I tell you, oh, we should do something or go somewhere, and you're always like, okay, let's go. And that's sometimes it's scary, but I learned that yeah, as long as I'm not that I'm scared, but if I have you with me, everything will be fine.
So, do you feel like when you first met me, do you feel like you're falling in love with me, just like as who I am, or falling in love with the idea of like the life that we could build?
Both. It's both. It's you physically, mentally, and especially your way of thinking. I mean, now that I think back, I would never marry a 19 years old girl. I mean, when I see all the people that I know today, I mean, they're not as mature as you were. I mean, I was very immature, so I can't say that. I mean, even till today, I'm not that mature. So, but no, it's yeah, that's why I was like, yeah, that girl is I have to marry her. Yeah, I can't let that pass. Did you believe in it right away?
Believe in our love?
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. You know, like they describe it in movies, like the world stops, music plays, birds are fluttering in the sky. Like I definitely felt that. Like when I met you, I really, really liked you. I really, really liked you, but I didn't know you, so I had no basis for why I felt so strongly about you until we went to Phelan Lake and we walked around. And I remember I just fell in love with the way that you think, the way that you saw the world, your hopes, your dreams, your ambitions. You're just so smart. Like, I remember just thinking after the conversation, like, gosh, he's so smart. Like, he just thinks about the world in such a different way. And he's definitely someone that I can marry and I can build my life with. I remember feeling that really strongly after we left Phelan Lake. So I love this moment and I love these conversations that we're having together. And I feel like this is a really good segue to end with three things that we love about each other. One thing that I loved about you then one thing I love about you now, and one thing that I'm still learning about you. But you go first.
Oof. One thing I loved about you then, you always make time for me. I mean, you always make time for me now, but at the time, I mean, you stopped going to school. I mean, they they pretty much kicked you out.
I was on academic probation because I had skipped so much school to be with Mark.
Yes. So yeah, that was a fun time. That's something I really loved back then because everybody was at work. All my cousins, uncle, everybody. I didn't have anybody, and all I had was you. So you skipped school to spend time with me, which was really kind. One thing I love about you now is that I mean I still don't know how to say, but yeah, you're a true boss bitch. Yeah, and you may be I mean obviously you're younger than me, but most of the time I mean everywhere we go in the room you're always the youngest, but you're the smartest, and you don't never shy away from your responsibility to talk to someone to put ourselves first. So that's something I really love. And one thing I'm still learning about you is to be patient. To be that yeah, I need to be. I mean, it's a constant work, being a husband, a friend, and yeah, to always not take anything for granted. That we always have to work. Every day is always a not a fight, but it's a work that we have to put. You know, just like putting one foot in front of the other every day to make this life work.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Okay. One thing that I loved about you then, I loved the way that you thought about the world, the way that you saw the world. I mean, I'm a Pisces, so I'm definitely a dreamer, but your dreams and your hopes and your ambitions were just so large. And I felt like I'd never met anyone whose dreams and goals like matched mine at all. So that's something that I really loved about you then. One thing I really love about you now is still your sense of humor. You're so funny. And I hate to laugh at your dumb jokes because they are sometimes so dumb and you're so French. You are so funny. And it just makes every day really, really enjoyable with you. Even when we have a long day of work and have gotten no sleep and just stressed about things that are happening in the world and the state of our future, but still, we always get to laugh and have fun together, which is one of my favorite things. And then I think one thing learning about you now is I think it's interesting because you say that you love that I made so much space for you and gave you so much time and I showed up for you. But I think that's still something that I'm learning how to do because you and I are very different people and we show and express our love and our affection in really different ways. And so I'm still trying to figure out, every day how to be intentional about how I can show up for you, support you, be the wife that I would like to be and the wife that I know you deserve, but also your friend and your business partner. And that's something that, I'm dedicated to still learning every day.
Before the business, before the pressure, there was just love. Next time on Entre Nous, we'll talk about what happened when love meet pressure.
Because building something together changes everything.
Thanks for being here.
This is Entre Nous, the Marc Heu Patisserie podcast.